more, lots more.
Folks, welcome back to the show where it's not wrestling with your budget. It's not wrestling with your conscience. It is wrestling with emotion. And we are episode 9, Midsummer Momentum for two of the big brands. And of course, we've hyped it up. It is here. The promotions draft has arrived on WWE Show. With that said, I do have to take a brief note on behalf of our sponsor, Batavia Downs, the region's premier entertainment destination. And we are a sports brand, Train Wreck Sports. So with that said, I do have to front and foremost, the Sabres have re-signed Ukko Pekka-Luukkonen to a 5-year deal. We are elated. We are not wrestling with those thoughts there. We are pumped up. We are excited. But let's get our panel in here because we are pumped up and excited to talk some wrestling. We got the man, the myth, the legend, Slick Saturday. We got your friend. He's my friend. He's our friend, Jake Micah. We've got the Prophet, Rob Ryan. We've got the ultimate Marky Von Markington, Ali. And of course, the head of the Wrestling with Emotion table, Michael J. Parthy. Gents, welcome. How are we doing? How are we feeling going into some blood and guts tonight and coming off a pretty hot Raw the other night?
Blood and guts. I'm excited. Raw was good. I'm excited for this draft, though. It could be one of many to come, and it seems like we've all got some good ideas in mind. It seems like Partham's brewing something up with that first pick.
Yeah, I'm brewing a few things with that first pick, but I'm thinking about blood and guts tonight. There's only one way to describe that.
It's gonna be crazy as shit.
Yeah.
Well said. Can't say better than that.
And the debut of Mariah May. We got here.
Glamour Mariah May.
Sorry.
I'm so glad that we're finally going to meet Glamour Mariah May. I feel like we've been seeing someone else for this last 7 months. So excited to see this new character. Micah, what are you thinking going into this Wednesday night?
I'm excited for Blood and Guts. I think it's probably the most lackluster build to the Blood and Guts, but the match itself has the makings of a classic with the workers they got in there. And I'm just ready to see some Swerve and Hangman go at it again, really. Like that's what I'm signing up for tonight. That's the only thing I really care about.
I'm a man of few words.
All right.
I'm interested.
Next.
I like that. Ali, you're not an AEW guy, but what are you feeling from Raw?
From Raw, I want to talk about the lick heard across the world.
That was heard across the world.
It was a controversial lick, let me tell you. People are trying to compare that to the live, celebration with Edge and Lita, which I think is a bit excessive. I just hope they draw the line there. I don't think WWE is a place for those kinds of, intense storylines. You can always have your innuendos wherever you want to put them. But leave the licking to backstage. We don't need to see any of that.
Yeah, those are quite some shenanigans. I think Dom messed up, dude. Dom's going to be in for it, but who knows what he's plotting? He's a dirty little bastard.
I think it's all a part of the plan.
I mean, dude, it's very hard to just do what he did if he doesn't have something else planned in the long run.
Well, who's in cahoots with who? Because Finn's been, been looking
I
at,
think
Dom a little bit shadily, not the way that Dom is, but
I think Dom went a little,
or is Dom getting worked?
I think Dom went a little over the top in going after Liv on Monday. I think he was putting out a little
Liv all the way. Let me just say, I hope that Dom teams up with Liv. I think they have much better chemistry. I mean, she bought him a PS5 and a free copy of 2K
and nugs, bro. All the nugs you could want.
What kind of
any ladies watching? That's how you could get
probably all kinds of nugs.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Originally, I thought Dom was definitely going to go to Rhea, and Finn was the one in cahoots with Liv. But after Monday, I'm not so sure about that. I'm not sure how Finn, JD, and Carlito fit into all this, but I think Dom's going back to Liv.
Was it weird? Was it just me, or did we hear like a little bit of a cheer for when Dom told off Liv from the crowd?
I think it was a swerve in the moment, and the crowd was excited. They were swerved, so they reacted accordingly.
Was it a cheer for Dom or a cheer for Rhea, though? They're happy for her.
I was going to say Rhea is already listed as a face, internally.
That's where I'm with too, Ali. Yep.
Yeah.
I hope that I just hope this storyline has a good fold up in the next 11 days, because obviously they've done a great job of building out the women's division. They're both amazing wrestlers on their own. So, to see them kind of in a love triangle, it feels a little weird. It feels a little like older WWE to me. But again, if a good ending comes, like if we get swerved and Finn comes in at the last moment and takes everyone out and takes Liv for himself, I would be for that. I would be for some kind of crazy.
Where does Jay fit into all this? He's still in the picture somewhat, is he not?
No, he can eat. He can eat as well. Dom and Rhea will not be together long if Rhea doesn't have a title.
Jay will be the rebound.
I can say this.
Jay will be the rebound. He'll be the yeet bound.
I can see Jay, Damian, and Rhea becoming a face faction while the rest of Judgment Day goes with Dom and Liv. I think that would probably be the best.
Yeah, and there was
Rhea and Jay are like the two biggest baby faces on Raw right now.
And there was
putting them together.
She hit that yeet when
there was a house show a couple weeks ago that Damian did the yeet. So I don't know.
Well, Jay's going to be tied up with the Bloodline storyline as that builds up after SummerSlam, and I don't really see Jay. Maybe I can see him, flirting with Rhea. I don't know that they're going to form a trio, a faction or whatever. Isn't it ironic though that we're anticipating Rhea and Damian both being ostracized from the Judgment Day when they were the OG 2 members along with Edge?
Yeah.
You know who doesn't want to see Jay in that storyline? Rikishi.
Oh no.
Well, and I'll tell you
That's
what.
true. Rikishi, I can't believe our man Kishi, who we talked to a couple weeks ago, he was calling himself the head of the table. He thinks the bloodline could be. Well, he's pissed that the bloodline could be, getting ruined as a storyline. I don't think he has anything against the bloodline story getting used.
But I think Jay is literally like the fumbled champion, and he never gets what he wants from what I've been seeing out of him. He was in Money in the Bank. How many championship matches has he had that he's lost? I don't see him lasting too long with Rhea, and I think eventually we will see them turn heel if they go that direction.
Well, as a fan, what titles are there for him to win? I mean, Braun Breaker's basically in line for the Intercontinental title, LA for the U.S. title, the World Heavyweight and WWE titles are pretty set. Yeah. I mean, where's there for him to go except the team with Sammy for another tag team title?
I was just thinking about this like yesterday about Jay and the eventual meetup when he has with Jimmy and everything is a good line that Jimmy will use and it will be part of this story is that he hasn't won a title without Jimmy. They're not successful without each other.
No,
He won with Cody.
He won a tag
That's
title.
right. You're right with Cody. Yeah. That's fair. All right, never mind.
I would hate for him
to hung on to for like what?
It was a week.
That was literally the equivalent of when like John Cena and Randy Orton won the tag
It was
title.
all for the Cody stare down with Roman. They literally did it for that one moment on SmackDown.
It was just so they could have Cody involved in like the bloodline aura still. Kind of.
All right, you're right.
Agreed.
The arc that they have going for Jay right now is a singles title. So if he wins another tag title, I think it knocks him down to just being in the tag team division.
I do think though that him tagging with Sammy on Monday was a precursor to the eventual Roman return. Roman, also a free agent, doesn't have to show up on SmackDown or Raw, so he can kind of show up wherever he pleases. Maybe he shows up on Raw, tries to get them in there, but putting Sammy and Jay together a week before SummerSlam was really interesting Monday.
Not a coincidence.
No.
Seriously, by the way, Slick sharing that awesome clip of CM Punk and Jeff Hardy main eventing the 2009 SummerSlam. Speaking of aura, speaking of amazingness, let's get into a segment from our sponsor, Batavia Down.
Is more, lots more.
Yeah.
I just mentioned the 2009 SummerSlam main event. How many times has Brock Lesnar main evented SummerSlam?
6.
How many times has Brock Lesnar main evented SummerSlam? Lock your answer in when you got it right now. So right now we got 5 from Rob. We got 6 from
I'm going 8.
Ali.
I'll say 7.
7 from Parthy. 8 from Slick.
I'm going
Where's
6.
Mike
I'm going 6 as well.
6.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe this when I saw it. Unbelievably. Brock Lesnar has main evented SummerSlam 9 times.
9 times.
9 times, Parthy. 9 times. 2002 against The Rock for the title. His first title win there. Then he didn't main event it again for like 10 years. 2012.
And he's
2012 he faced you need a belt to be in the main event? Parthy, Triple H doesn't think so. In 2012, him
Oh
and
my God.
Lesnar main
Yeah,
event
that's
in a
right.
no DQ
That's
match.
right.
So 2012, that's 2. 2014 versus Cena. 2015 versus The Undertaker. My guy is on a run right now, by the way. 2016 versus Randy Orton when he punched the shit out of him. They're just like, we got to stop the match because this guy's punching the shit out of him. And Shane McMahon got killed, and that was supposed to be a thing. Stephanie McMahon fined him $10,000 or whatever. It was very funny. It's 2017. Brock Lesnar defends against Strowman, Reigns, and Samoa Joe in a fatal four-way. 2018.
Banger.
Brock Lesnar versus Reigns for the Universal. 2019, Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins for the Universal. 2022, Reigns versus Lesnar when they flip over the
ring with the
ring.
tractor. Yeah,
9 times.
I
Is
wonder
Brock
how much
Lesnar
Brock
missing
has been kayfabe fined in his WWE career, because I remember during the pandemic, it felt like they gave him like a $2 million fine in one night.
Oh yeah, they definitely did, and he's been suspended before. But I will say, I think that was kind of an effort on WWE, or to be honest, Vince McMahon's part to make him Mr. SummerSlam. Let's face it, with that run of matches, he main evented it 6 times in a row. I mean, that's just absurd. Okay, anyway, great Trainwreck trivia brought to you by Batavia Downs. Real quick before we get into our draft, by the way, Brock Lesnar very well could go in the first 2 rounds of our draft, which will be happening at the end of the show. Key for both brands. How to keep momentum. AEW's coming off a banger after banger after banger. It was 3 matches, AEW 250, and obviously the falling out momentum from that. We got WWE doing a record number on Monday, but they still have a SmackDown and a Raw and a SmackDown between SummerSlam. So let's go around the horn. Let's start with our head of the table. What's the key for both brands, WWE and AEW, to keep momentum in between now and their next premium event?
Now until SummerSlam, you mean?
Well, AEW would be all in, Parthy. That's why I said premium event.
All right. Well, WWE's just got to keep doing what they're already doing, and that's making people want to watch Monday nights with an intriguing stories and multiple stories going on simultaneously, where you want to watch all 3 hours to see how it's weaving in and out, especially how they're doing with the Judgment Day, basically starting and ending these Raws with these little set backstage segments in between where you just want to see where it's all going, and just leave something for next week, leave something up in the air. Like, how is this guy going to respond to this? But they're doing a pretty good job of that so far. When Roman Reigns gets back, then they'll have more momentum for SmackDown than they usually have Cody's carrying it on his back right now as far as him and LA Knight, I would say. As far as AEW's momentum, I would say they need to keep Swerve looking like a champion. They need to keep finding the way to draw heat for MJF, as popular as he was beforehand. They have to find a way to get more guys over than just MJF and Ospreay, because we see them trying to do it with Danny Garcia and a couple other people. And I think they really need to hit it out of the park with Britt Baker and Mercedes Moné's match at All In. They need to hit it out of the park with their build and then their match at All In.
Well, kind of piggybacking off of what you said originally there, I think WWE really needs to focus on fleshing out the mid-card on SmackDown. Raw has so many good stories going on. Like the fact that the Wyatt Six storyline is considered mid-card, that's a top-tier storyline right there. And I feel like that's what's lacking on SmackDown. I mean, we can talk about so many different issues there, but the main one that I've noticed has been the tag team division over there and the women's division over there. I'm not very excited about Bayley versus Nia Jax. I'm super excited about Liv versus Rhea, and I wish I had that same excitement. In the tag team division, I don't think we're going to see any tag titles defended at SummerSlam, which is really unfortunate. So fleshing out that mid card is definitely the key of keeping these stories going and keeping us interested.
Yeah, I'll start with AEW. I think they just got to keep doing what they're doing. The ratings went up a little bit last week, but I highly doubt. I don't really think it's going to stay there, especially with what they're going up against tonight. But they just have to keep having good stories, keep having good matches. That's what AEW is. They're not like I said, they're not building up the viewership anytime soon. Just keep doing what they're doing for them. For WWE, I have to agree with the mark over there. I was going to say the women's division on SmackDown. I always forget Bayley's the champion. Bailey versus Nia is nothing real great. There's nothing really like exciting over there. Obviously, we have Tiffany in the Bank, which should heat up probably starting at SummerSlam. Probably won't win it anytime soon, but and then the mid card, really SmackDown overall. Besides, like what Parthy said, besides Cody, SmackDown is kind of on a lull right now. Obviously, they'll have Roman back soon. The Rock will come by towards the end of the year. But I really think that's really what's going on for both companies right now.
Low key, not great that I kind of forgot Bailey was the SmackDown champion too for a second. Michael, what do you got for momentum for both brands?
Yeah, for AEW, I think their 2 title feuds are hitting pretty well right now. So I think to keep that up, those are your 2 main matches. You got Mariah and Tony and Swerve and Danielson. They still got some work to do with Swerve and Danielson, but I don't think it's hard to get to. I think as great of a champion as Swerve has been, this is going to be a Danielson story where he is going for the big one, maybe for the last time at the biggest show. So I'm really interested in how they follow up on that kind of big storyline. Obviously, they had the big match last week with MJF and Ospreay, so we'll see where they go with Max and everything. But I think focusing on these title feuds and focusing on these stars that they've been making, like these are stories with Swerve and with Mariah and Tony that have been going on for a while. So getting good payoffs to those, I think will be great for them going into All In and then All Out a couple weeks later. They're going to have Fallout right away. So they're building up a lot of it's been a lot of just build up and wait and see from them. And I think they're going to start getting results from those at All In. I think it's going to be a huge show. And I think it'll be better than last year's show. Honestly, for WWE, they've had momentum going pretty well so far into SummerSlam. I think the SummerSlam build's been pretty good. It's not the best card that I've seen from Triple H over the last couple of years, but I think it makes a lot of sense with where they're going story-wise. I think the biggest thing is how does Roman come back and play into the equation? I mentioned a little bit earlier, would love to see him on Raw with Sammy and Jay, kind of working with them. And it would be beneficial, I think, to keep Roman and Cody on separate shows to kind of maximize the interest level in both those shows going into football seasons and everything else.
Before Slick goes, I just want to add one thing. What the Mark was saying about how there might not be any tag titles defended at SummerSlam. I think so as well, but I wouldn't be shocked to see if they add Gargano to that card because it's obviously Cleveland.
Yeah, and they also have a Friday night on SmackDown.
Did we just lose?
Oh,
what is going on?
I lost everybody and the board reversed. Is everybody back? We're
here. We're good.
Okay, that was weird. Did we just get hacked? Did we just get Wyatt 6? Is this show popular enough to get Wyatt 6? This is sick.
Are we just running on Microsoft?
All right, my bad. Were we with Rob on him interrupting Slick still?
No, I was done.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was just saying Gargano.
Thank you,
I wouldn't be surprised to see Gargano on the card.
Oh, no, real quick. By the way, I was surprised he was already in Cleveland. I'm like, why are we not going to be seeing him on shows between them? But all right, I was surprised on that. And by the way, can you believe his dad's restaurant burned down?
Yeah. That's why he's in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Well, and they're also overseas in Japan this week, so I'm sure not everybody made the trip for those shows.
Which is crazy. I completely forgot they were doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a little absurd. Slick, what do you got? Momentum this next week and a half for AEW, and then for WWE, and then the next month for AEW.
Great comments by everyone. WWE, I think Ali's right. Flesh out the mid card. You have people a little more interested in some storylines rather than titles, which could be problematic in the long term unless you want to push these guys into mid card titles. Make Bailey feel more important and just have no one get hurt going into SummerSlam. Keep dropping hints for the Cody and Solo match that keep people interested and keep people thinking that Roman probably is coming back, because you haven't really even mentioned it other than Solo saying like he's never coming back, and he just left it at that. Wrestling loves their little Easter eggs. Get those going. As for AEW, I think just keep full throttle on the gas with these storylines that you already have for All In, and that with especially like Jake mentioned, the international title and the world championship, 2 great storylines going in. Keep people interested in the fact Danielson might actually do this, and not that that Swerve might actually still win, and he's not just a placeholder for Danielson's last hoorah. And then capitalize on the blood and guts match that felt a bit rushed in terms of the rosters of the teams tonight, and use those to capitalize on the guys that are in that match be it the TNT champion Jack Perry and the Continental champion Kazuchika Okada for their matches potentially going into All In.
It does feel like we have a couple All In matches out of there, whether it be Darby and Jack Perry at All In for the TNT title. And I think Hangman Okada feels like the way that they could go with that too if he's not going to be in that match. Hangman taking on the Elite if he's not going after Swerve.
That could be a good point, especially because when Hangman knocked on the Elite's locker room, the only one to say like, whoa, was the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. So I like to think in there, Jake, Hangman could just be like, I like you guys, but like, fuck your new dude from this new indie promotion overseas. Like, let's go at Wembley, buddy. We'll see.
I would say the amount of activity / dialogue, Okada is the most potent wrestler on screen right now. He's just going to do one little thing or one little reaction, the fake crying and shit, the overly horniness at Mercedes Moné. Like, I'm sorry, that was fucking funny. Like that he was literally just over the top and ridiculous. Like it wasn't like sexist or misogynist at all. He was like literally like sweating. He's like, oh my God. Like that was actually funny. Like, I'm sorry, but I thought it was great. And then obviously he's delivering in the ring. With that said, great talk, great points made across the brand or across the panel. That's why we got this crew together. With that said, there's another reason why we have this crew together. And that is to do a promotions draft. So with that said, going into this, we want to keep it as simple as possible. We are all going to draft wrestlers that are wrestling in the present day. The only requirement is that they have wrestled 5 regulated matches on Cage Match in the last 12 months, in the last calendar year, in the last 365 days. The boys are getting their pen out. With that said, we got a draft order based on picks percentages that we've had in career on the show. So with respect, we move Parthy up to the 1 spot.
Ooh.
We have Slick already in his correct spot at the number 2. We got Rob Ryan, the Prophet, up to 3. We got myself sliding in at 4, and then Marky Markington has to be in the last spot still, regardless of percentage.
Mark,
he's still a neophyte, and then Micah Ryan rolling it out at the 5 spot. So the promotions draft, we're all going to start our own wrestling promotions. We'll get into more details as we go along, but I think it's time to just get into it. Let's do a snake draft. Let's draft 2 wrestlers, one on the one snake way, one on the other, to start our promotions up. Anyone nervous? Anyone not ready?
Very nervous.
I'm nervous, but I'm ready.
I'm locked in. Should we start by telling people what the promotion is, where it airs, and when?
If you're ready to do so, you absolutely can. Yes.
Got it. Parthy, you're on the clock.
And no promotion name. I don't know where the hell it airs.
The unnamed promotion.
Sounds great already.
Oh,
you know what? It doesn't matter where it airs.
It kind of,
but really, it kind of does. We just found out, right?
What's the whole point about like AEW right now? But anyway, go on.
I got one. Sorry,
That's cap. Totally cap. That means lie.
It does matter.
It doesn't matter. You know why? Because people are going to want to see him no matter where the hell he is.
I have a lot of things I want to get off my chest.
All right, just do it.
First overall pick of the promotions draft is CM Punk.
Is he eligible?
Oh, he's not. No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No,
He did not wrestle 5 matches.
He would have all in.
Check Cage Match,
He's wrestled 5 matches in the last year.
All in.
It's not even a question that he's eligible.
Dom.
It's July 24th, Marks.
Yeah,
he
was right, guys. He was wrestling in late summer last year. It's not even worth discussing. It's not even worth discussing.
He made it. He made the cut.
Okay.
Wasn't even on my board.
What? He's wrestled 7 matches in the last calendar year. He easily made
ridiculous. Now see, I'm putting a
Damn, CM Punk was your first pick too?
No. I thought Partham was gonna go one or the other.
I thought he was going Roman for sure.
I thought it was Roman or Cody, and now I got a choice to
Roman's
make.
already wrestled everybody.
So we are gonna be SCW Slick City Wrestling Thursday nights, 8 p.m. on Paramount Plus, which will revitalize Spike TV for the old school TNA feel.
Love that.
And my first pick in Trainwreck Sports wrestling draft is going to be Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
Wow, Cody Rhodes.
Not surprised. Not surprised.
Take him off your draft boards.
Cody.
Robert.
Well, please welcome the Prophecy Wrestling Federation, the PFW, and we're only going to one place, and it's the worldwide leader of sports, ESPN, Tuesday nights at
That's
8 p.m.
amazing.
Going head to head with NXT is a little risky, but
I ain't afraid.
He's on the worldwide leader, dude.
Yeah, you are on the world.
You know what I'm saying to NXT starting, next Tuesday?
Bye-bye, bitch.
He's a good one.
Wow. All right, you drafted Seth Rollins?
No. That was just the clip. You want to know who I am drafting, though?
Okay.
I'm interested.
The Tribal Chief.
All right. The Tribal Chief is going to Prophecy Wrestling.
Good pick.
Wow, I can't wait to hear Stephen A. Smith on First Take talking about what happened on Prophecy Wrestling the night before.
Roman loves ESPN. He loves.
He is a big ESPN guy.
Low key, ESPN is genius because they're just going to talk about it all the time and make it the biggest deal. Speaking of talking about it, making it the biggest deal, I am going to be taking my wrestling promotion under the Peacock brand. We will be airing PLEs still because we've seen that that's a great system to use and it works without fail every time. But we will be airing weekly on the Bravo network. We will be amongst Real Housewives, Vanderpump Rules, Shaw's of Sunset, Below Deck, and we will have Crossover City. We're going to have all these reality stars coming onto my wrestling promotions. We're going to be doing numbers every week. And to kick that off, to make sure that we can have someone that can go head to head with these housewives, that's not going to be out bougied by them. The Crazy Wrestling Company, CWC, on Bravo, selects the Revolutionary, the Architect, Seth freaking Rollins.
Good pick.
For a second, I thought you were going to go with Timeless Tony Storm.
Oh,
The
no,
Bravo
listen,
crossover.
listen. I'm a little crazy growing on the Bravo network. I'll admit that, but I'm not crazy enough to take Timeless Tony with my first overall. But we put Mike in a little pickle because I know that was his top 4.
That was 1-1. That was 1-1 right there. That's tough. I got a tough choice here. There's 2 people I'm really between. I'm gonna go with man. I'm gonna go. I got it. For Continental Wrestling and Sports Entertainment on FX, Friday nights, 9 to 11 Eastern. Swerve Strickland is the pick.
Wow.
Whose house?
Our first
Well, let me
current
tell you-
AEW star off the board, and it's the champion, very fittingly, Swerve Strickland.
Well, wait. He's eligible. Okay.
I
all around to think about it.
want to
No, I know. I
You
literally
picked the guy who's not eligible.
No, I know.
On the roster, and he's not going to be wrestling.
Listen. For Marky Mark Wrestling, exclusively on Amazon Prime, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Thursdays,
okay.
8 p.m.
That's sick.
Fuck you, Slick. Yeah, that's right. I said it.
Wow, head to head.
Yeah, it's
And you want to know something crazy?
Thursday
You wanna
night
know something
war.
crazy? It's
Thursday
Marky
night
Mark
war of
Wrestling,
2024.
my number 1 pick.
Wow.
Okay.
You got played.
That's right,
What a
baby.
state-
We
what a
are
statement.
taking MJF.
It's a great pick.
I mean,
And
this
you know
is just great. And you know
Did
why?
not expect that to go there.
This is just great because now you just play this for your number 1 superstar.
Fucking Mark.
Those
Work together.
That's how it goes. That is just how the cookie crumbles. And you know what? I'm gonna take the biggest butthurt man as
Oh,
my
no.
number 2 pick,
Oh, God.
and that's gonna be
And you're
DM
making-
Punk Drew McIntyre, baby.
Wow.
Wow, that's a great
Wow.
first.
That's a
name.
great
Are we
feud
frozen?
right
Are we
there.
good?
And you already put a chip on his shoulder by making him the second pick, not the first.
Oh, good call.
Oh, you're fucked.
That's a great
Guys,
first
I
name.
froze up. What was Ali's pick?
Drew.
Drew
It's
McIntyre.
DM
MJF
Punk.
and Drew
Okay.
McIntyre.
All right. All right, I like those are great picks, Ali. Neither were my guy that I was trying to decide between with Swerve.
I'm thinking about MJF. I'm not
in my first, he's on this board. He's up high on this board. But with my second pick in my first title feud, first match, I'm going with Da Ring General.
Oh, Gunther.
Gunther. You're not. Wait, Vinci's still on the board.
played.
You took Gunther?
What the fuck?
Vinci, because they were neck and neck, but had to make a choice.
Okay, hold on. I gotta update the board real quick here. Okay. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta add DM Hunk to was it Marky Mark Wrestling?
Marky Mark
on Amazon. I'm not gonna lie, being with Bezos, that's a pretty great call. Okay, but with that said, I gotta make a great call right now for Crazy Wrestling. So I got Rollins.
Don't do it.
This is tough.
Don't do it.
I gotta do it, unfortunately. And people are gonna love watching I might have to have we might have to kick off Crazy Wrestling Company with a best of 3 main event between these two. Because let me tell you something, bruv, we're getting crazy. We're going with Will Ospreay to Crazy Wrestling Company.
Solid.
He's coming to Bravo.
This right here is bullshit.
It's a good pick.
All right.
It's well,
Where am
well
I
played.
going?
Well played by Maniac. You
Well
can't
played.
call BS on that.
Well played. Huh. Where should I go here?
Yep, Rollins and Gunther. Rollins and Ospreay. I hate that.
You know what? I'm gonna go there. This is gonna be a great main event for the first ever pay-per-view on the Prophecy Wrestling Federation. He may be hurt right now, but he is still an EVP. Kenny Omega.
Oh,
Wow, Kenny Omega.
that's a huge pick.
Huge.
Massive.
I'm putting a tough spot here, to be honest. I'm gonna go just because I was gonna go one way, but I think I'm gonna go another. I'm gonna go with Sami Zayn.
Oh,
Interesting.
Wow, Sami Zayn, the
Partly
utility
just
man.
going interesting.
I had Sammy. Sammy was up there for both my picks. Slick. That's a great pick.
I was good. Oh yeah, no, I don't even want to say, but Partham doesn't know what he's doing anyway, so it doesn't matter.
We got Marky Mark with MJF and DM Hunk. We got Continental Wrestling and Sports Entertainment with Micah with Sherv Strickland and Gunther. We got Crazy Wrestling Company with wait, why? How did I end up with Omega?
I mean, if you want, I'll take.
I got Rollins. No, I'm not trading my pick before you for your pick after me. Ospreay and Rollins, and then Prophecy Wrestling has. I mean, Reigns and Omega.
That's pretty great. Yeah,
I'll
can't argue that.
too. With that said, Slick, who are
You
you?
can't be using the Stardust picture at all.
I used the UFC picture for CM Punk.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess. Yeah, it's Sami Zayn as well.
He took Sammy.
Okay. Oh, Sami Zayn. Okay, so now it's down to Parthy. Last pick.
Okay, let's make this clear, Maniac. You said cage matches, right?
Oh boy.
Cage match.
Doesn't matter where, right?
Give me a dark
what
match.
are you doing?
What's that?
What are you doing?
It can be as long as it's a match on cage match in the last year.
So it doesn't matter if he's wrestled 5 times in the WWE since he's gotten in, because he's wrestled in other places that are available on cage match. So I am going with the Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu.
Wow.
Oh, that's a super pick.
Let's have Punk versus Fatu as our main event.
Wow.
Wow.
I can't believe you just drafted Jacob Fatu.
I can't either.
That's a good pick.
It's a good pick.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's literally the fantasy equivalent of like some guy who had 800 yards in like 5 games last year, and you're picking him in the second round. I give it credit, and they are putting him over. He literally got half RKO'd and didn't even sell it.
I mean, the ceiling is the sky, basically, for him.
It's pretty good.
Ceiling is the sky.
I feel like I
Parthy,
came up short on the main event aspect, but as this draft fills out, we're gonna have a good roster.
Parthy,
Yeah, we're all gonna be
what's your company's name?
I got to think of one. These things take
Unnamed
time. I'm not
All right. Well, all right.
now.
I just want to,
CM Punk fans only.
One second.
I have a lot of things I want to get off my chest.
And I'm going to start right now. The first thing is, the first thing Prophecy Wrestling Federation is doing is suing the company to be named later for that headline. There's only one head of the table, and he's on Prophecy Wrestling Federation.
Oh,
He's the head of the table of wrestling, but I'm the head of the table of wrestling with emotion.
You just can't just add a few words and think that it's not copyrighted already.
I think that's up for
I
debate.
absolutely can.
Wow, I can't wait to see your guys' brands do battle. Honestly, I think you guys have a lot. I think maybe you guys should just. I think your two brands should be on the same night. I think that makes a lot of sense for drama.
That'd be fun. Me and Slick have a little rivalry. You guys have a little rivalry. Let's spice it up a little bit.
So here we go.
Watching. Oh, one thing. Sorry, before you do that, when people are watching you to be named later company,
Who the fuck wrote this bullshit?
That's how bad it's gonna be.
Because I'm so bad at predicting what's going to happen at the pay-per-views. I can't foresee, the logic and storylines, and I can't, book, storylines because of that, right?
I don't even know what the hell just happened. All right, we got CM Punk versus Jacob Fatu. Well, again, these are potential main events. We got Slick City Wrestling with Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn. We got Prophecy Wrestling with Roman Reigns and Kenny Omega. We got Crazy Wrestling Company with Rollins and Ospreay. We got Continental Wrestling and Sports Entertainment with Swerve Strickland and Gunta. And we got Marky Mark Wrestling with MJF and DM Punk. I think these promotions are off to a great start. I think the next couple rounds are really going to define who has the top promotion amongst us. But exciting. A lot of fun to do.
Yes,
Indeed.
Got to fill out that mid card.
Last call before Blood and Guts. Anything where anyone want to get a prediction in?
I'm gonna go with the elite. The elite.
Hangman's not gonna help them out by the end of it. Somehow, he's gonna try to help them in the match, but he's gonna be single focused. It's gonna hurt them.
They can call all the shots they already want, and now they're in a match where anything's allowed. Like, come on, the elite. It's their company.
I have a feeling, I'm not saying it's going to happen because they could go like 10 different ways in this match. But if they wanted to inject Hangman into that Swerve and Bryan Danielson title match, which I think they might want to just give Bryan a one-on-one, big send-off singles match in the main event for a title match, whether he wins it or not. They might find a way, if they wanted to inject Hangman into that, have Hangman pin Swerve to end the match. Unless, wait a minute, is it submission or surrender? Is that the thing?
I think it's just a regular after all the
mirrors. 3-counter submission, right?
Yeah.
We can't have Swerve getting pinned. He's on too much of a roll to get
world champion. Just beat Ospreay.
Well, I mean, it's a anything goes type of match. They can just beat him down with chairs for anybody cares.
It could. We'll see.
I like that. All right. Well, hey, thanks for strapping in with us on Wrestling with Emotion. Any final thoughts before we sign off, gents?
Bye, everybody.
Stay tuned next Tuesday.
All right.
Well, when do we expect to have our next draft? Any thoughts, Maniac?
I would say probably 2 to 3 weeks. So that would put us in the second week of August after SummerSlam or the week after.
Hey,
that.
why don't we
You're going to be banned by then. You're going to be like poor by then. You're going to be out of business by then. So it doesn't matter.
No, we're going to be very much poor unnamed wrestling promotion. They better get a name quick. With that said, we've probably mentioned this before, friends, but we will be at SummerSlam, 4 out of the 6 of us, for next Saturday. So excited. We will be doing a prediction show that day. So we'll likely be like all 3 of us on one window. So that'll be exciting to be with the Prophet and Slick making predictions next Saturday. You'll hopefully be there, but we'll see. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for following along. Not on the show where it's wrestling with your conscience. Not on the show where it's wrestling with your budget. The show where it is wrestling with emotion. Watch out.
Bye, guys. Bye, guys.